Hey guys, okay, so I'm gonna do this video in the car with almost no makeup on, looking tired, because it's never gonna get done if I don't, and I really wanted to get this video up, and I wanted to do it with Kyle, but you know, life gets in the way, so I'm just gonna do it like this. So I wanted to explain Audrey's name and how we came to choose it, what it means to us. So the first name, Audrey, was a name that we had never thought a lot about. Honestly, it wasn't like Sophia. We loved Sophia forever. Kyle, when we were in high school, and I asked Kyle in that way that teenagers do, what actress he thought was hot or good looking, and he told me Sophia Loren, and I was like, oh, that's not what I expected. And I think that was one of those things that like made me love Kyle, is because he thought this glamorous, beautiful, way more classic, way more classy, I guess, not just classic, but classy, like actress, she is an older Italian actress. Look her up. She's beautiful. Sophia Loren. So anyway, I was really, I don't know, taken by that Kyle thought that that's who was pretty, and I don't know, and so instead of being like jealous or whatever, like I said, in that way you are when you're a teenager and you're young and you're in love, and I don't know, I was like, wow, if he thinks that she is beautiful and she is one of the prettiest women ever, then I was just like, I was like, then he must, you know, I don't know, it just made me feel good about us. So then it made me just kind of love that name. And so that's how we had that's like Sophie. It was just a name we both had loved since we were teenagers. We didn't care. When we were teenagers, no one was named Sophia, so it wasn't really popular. And then by the time we were having our Sophia, it had gained in popularity. We didn't care. I think that you shouldn't care if the name is popular or not popular. If you love a name, that's the name for your kid, you know? It doesn't matter. So that was, Sophia's name was relatively easy, even though it was stressful because I hate naming kids. So the reason I'm telling you Sophia's name backstory is because, well, with Audrey, we were just having the hardest name coming up with a girl name. We had all these girl names on the list. We had names like, you know, like, I love the name Tessa, but we have a second cousin, my cousin's daughter is named Tessa, and they live in Utah, and even though we don't see them all the time, and she gave me her blessing, she said that we could use the name. We just couldn't commit to that, but I love the name Tessa. So it just stunk because that's the name I kept going back to. I also really like the name Livia. Not Olivia, just Livia with an L, and that was on our list as well. And what else was on our list? Well, I guess I probably shouldn't get into all of it just in case we ever had another child, but basically, at the end of the day, for some reason, the name Audrey just kept coming to me. I just kept liking the name Audrey. Audrey is not a name you hear a lot here. You hear the name Aubrey with a B a lot. Like, I hear that a lot. And it's a beautiful name. And I think Aubrey is such a sweet name. But you don't hear Audrey with a D. But for some reason, I just kept thinking of that name. And then, of course, it reminds me of Audrey Hepburn, who's also, you know, a famous movie actress and beautiful, just a gorgeous actress, and an old one, you know. And so, not that that's why we picked it, but it kind of had a symmetry to Sophie's name. So that's the name we kept coming back to. So we were trying to decide between Audrey and Kyle loved the name Aurora. He loves the name Aurora. And I like that name, but I just couldn't commit to that name. It didn't feel right. So, long story short, we just went back and forth, and I always came back to the name Audrey. I didn't care that it was old-fashioned. I've had a lot of people who were like, why did you go with the old-fashioned one? Especially people from England. I've had a lot of people in England who've said, that's an old lady name. I don't care. Like, I didn't care. I know that Aubrey is probably the more, it's the name that's more current, and it's a beautiful name, but I liked Audrey with a D. I just liked it, and so did Kyle. So, and we thought it was really fun that we have a Sophia, like Sophia Loren, and we have an Audrey, like Audrey Hepburn. So that's sweet. So her first name is really more of just something we like. There's not like some special meaning. We just like it. It felt right. Now, middle names. So Sophia's middle name is Noelle. I love the name Noelle. I think it's beautiful. I love the name Elle and Ella, but our last name is Hale. Hale, like how I said, it's Hale. Our last name is Hale. So if you have Bella, like, or Ella, or Elle, or Noelle, Hale, like, as a first name, it just doesn't go. So we used it as her middle name. We just thought it was really pretty. And then for Audrey, Michelle is her middle name. And that's not a name I would have ever picked. I like the name Michelle. It's my middle name. My middle name is Michelle. I like it, but it's not like I'm in love with that name. It's just, to me, it's just a name. I don't hate it. I don't love it. Kyle's middle name is Michael. We always thought that was cute because it's Courtney Michelle and Kyle Michael, and our middle names are the same, but just one's a girl version, one's a boy version. Ha ha ha. Well, when Kristen met Colby, Colby's first name starts with a C, and his middle name is Michael. And Kristen's first name starts with a K. So we thought it was cute because I married a guy whose first name starts with a K. So our initials together are C and K, and Kristen and Colby's initials were C and K, and both Colby and Kyle had the same middle name, and then it also happens to be my middle name, and it was all just really cute. So when Colby passed away earlier this year, and if you don't know who Colby is because you're a new subscriber, he's our brother-in-law who passed away unexpectedly in his sleep peacefully right next to my sister's side from a heart thing. I'm not going to get into it. But he passed away in March of this year, and it still is a very difficult thing. So when we were 12, I was about 12 weeks pregnant when he passed away. We didn't know if it was a boy or a girl. So of course we think about, should we name this baby after Colby? Colby can be a girl name too. But the more we thought about it, Colby, you know, Kyle thought of Colby as one of his like better best friends, you know what I mean? Like Colby had a really hard past year because Kristen and him were dealing with other things, but even so, it was like Kyle just really liked Colby, and Kyle said he didn't think he could handle having a child and calling his name Colby. It just seemed like he thought it would be too hard for him. And so plus we thought, you know, Colby has, you know, there's Kristen and Colby has a sister, and so we didn't want to take that name in case that was something they ever wanted to use. So then we thought about the middle name Michael, about using it. So then we found out we were having a girl, and so we decided, we kept thinking of other middle names, but it never felt right. And then one day I realized Audrey Michelle was really sweet with Sophia Noelle. They go together, you know, it's Sophia Noelle and Audrey Michelle, and there's just beautiful names. And I told Kyle, I was like, you know, we don't have any name. Everything we would pick is just something we like. There's no meaning to it. But Michelle has meaning. Michelle is the girl version of Michael. It's Kyle's middle name. It's my middle name. And we don't care about that part. But it's kind of our way of including Colby, but in a way that we're comfortable doing, you know? So, I'll put some links below about Colby too, for those of you who are new and are like, what's happening? But anyway, so we ended up with our Sophia Noelle and our Grayson Alexander and our Audrey Michelle. And I love that the girls' names go together, Sophia Noelle and Audrey Michelle. And so there we go. And Colby's mom, I never talked to her about it. My sister said that she liked that we named her middle name Michelle. She thought that was a good thing. So there we go, you guys. That's her name meaning. Sorry it took so long to get up. Sorry for the long backstory, but I wanted to kind of explain some of it, like the cute factor that it's Sophia and Audrey are both really famous old beautiful actresses, you know, and it's kind of romantic and fun and girly, and yeah, and then the importance of her middle name and what it meant to our family. So woo! All right, you guys, I'll talk to everybody later. Bye.